All right, seems like we're live. Hello, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hoping everybody's having a good day. And today we're going to continue working on my Vimlike model editor written in Rust. And this is what we have so far. So on the right-hand side here, you have the editor. So we support, let me open up Keycaster. This way you can see the keys that I'm pressing, like that. So you can see that we have, movements. You can go to the end of the buffer, to the beginning of the buffer. What else can you do? You can go to the end of the line, beginning of the line. You can add a line below the cursor and then type on the new line. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we already do. But today I wanted to do something, how can I say, to improve the experience that you have using the editor. The idea is that eventually, and as soon as possible, I get to use this as my editor. So to do, to create the editor, use the editor that I'm creating. I think that's going to be a goal for me. And right now there's a lot missing, but the one thing that I can't live without is syntax highlighting, right? And so I was thinking that today maybe we could start working on syntax highlighting, right? And for syntax highlighting, here's the plan that I have. Let me open up a browser here. Let me move this guy out of my way. 1 second. There we go. And then let's take a look at Treesitter highlight, syntax highlight. And I was doing some research yesterday. By the way, sorry for the bright page. And I was investigating this yesterday. And actually, the syntax highlighting, let me see, the overview, is done by Treesitter in a way that it extracts all the chunks from the code and it gives a classification to each chunk. The problem with that is that typically there are repeating chunks. So for instance, if we have something like, let me bring up an editor here. So if we have, and I don't know why, in this instance it's correct, but I don't know why Vim, you see, it keeps bringing up the last session that I am on, even if I'm not in the same folder, which is weird. I don't know what's the deal there. But anyways, so if you have something like if, true, so for instance, this whole line can be classified, or maybe even if we do like this, right? This whole thing can be classified as a, I don't know, if statement, right? And then if here can be classified as, I guess like this, can be classified as a keyword, right? And then true here can be classified as a Boolean, right? Something like that. So what ends up happening is that for syntax highlighting, typically what you want is only the chunks that you're interested in, right? So let's say that we only highlight statement, Boolean and keyword, right? Or only those tokens. You don't want to get the whole if statement that I have on the top, right? So ideally what I want to get is if starts at position 0 and ends and has a length or ends at position 1, right? Then we have a space that doesn't have any classification, so that's skipped. And then you would have true that starts at position 3 and ends at position 7, maybe, right? And so on, right? So this is what we want to have in a way to properly highlight this. Another issue, a potential issue that we have is that right now we're storing the lines of the file we're editing as a vec of string, right? But those positions that we get with Treesitter, they are relative to the beginning of the buffer, and it doesn't know anything about lines, right? So I was thinking, in order to make this optimal, we only want to highlight the lines that we're displaying, right? We have this idea of having a viewport, and a viewport has a top position, a left position that we're not using right now, but the idea is that you could scroll both vertically and horizontally. So that's why we have the top and the left of the viewport. And then you have the viewport height and the viewport width, like that. And so I'm thinking that all we need to highlight is what's in between, from the top to the height. So basically all this area here, right? We shouldn't really be spending any resources in trying to highlight anything else. So that's a good compromise in terms of performance, and I think we can explore that idea. Again, the naive approach to this idea, which is exactly what I'm saying, right? So that's what I think. What I think I will do is the following. Since I cannot track the position where the caller starts with a vec string, I was thinking to have a representation of the viewport. So, and that viewport would be something like if true, let's say we have a line here, then you have like 3 spaces, etc., right? So basically what we need to do is to get the vector that we have with the line. So we have if true, comment here, and let's say that our viewport is just 3 lines. What we can do is just join them with /n, and then it's gonna match what we have on the output of Treesitter, right? So this is what I'm gonna start doing, basically having a representation of the viewport buffer as a string, as a continuous string. So that's one thing that I wanted to do. And then I found that for Treesitter, let me see, you can leverage a query. So let's go back to the documentation here. So when we go to queries down here, you can specify special queries that only return the items that you're interested in, right? So you're gonna see that maybe down here, yeah, so you see those things represents a function.method. If you encounter this, it's gonna also be a function.method and so on, right? There are rules that you can do, and is this local, is it not, and whatnot, right? And I found that there is, on the Rust crate for Treesitter, at least for the Rust language. Let me see if I can find the code here. I think they're all in the same highlight. Let me think, where is Treesitter Rust? So if we go to crates.io, crates, Treesitter Rust, let's see what we get here. Yeah, it's inside Treesitter, as I suspected. Inside here somewhere, if we look for the string highlight query, I think, or highlighter query. Oh, there it is. You're gonna see that they already provide this kind of query for syntax highlighting our using the expected node types, right? And if we take a look at that file, highlights.scm, they already did all the dirty job for us. So basically, we have how to identify a constant, a type, constructor, and so on. So I think we're good there, right? We just need to leverage this when we're parsing the buffer. Does that make sense? Not sure. Hopefully it does. Okay, so let's start by having a representation of what's being displayed on the screen as that contiguous string. Let's do that. All right, so in order to do that, we have draw viewport. And here, what we're gonna do is get the lines. So let viewport buffer is gonna be self.buffer .viewport. Yeah, I like that idea. Asking the buffer for the lines. I like that. So let's create that method. And let's go there. And the idea here is that this is going to return a string. And then we're going to do the following. So it's going to be self.lines vtop plus vheight. This is naive as well because maybe the length is not. Oh, I think we need to figure out if. Yeah, we can do a test for this. I'll get there. And then we're going to do that. And then we're going to join using /n, something like this. And then what's the issue here? Found. OK. So I think it needs to be a string here. There we go. So this is correctly cast to a string. So let me start a test here. Let me turn off Copilot. So config test, module test. Use super test buffer, so test viewport. And then let's do the following: let buffer equals to buffer new. Oh, we only have from file, so now let's do bubfn new from a string. And I think we can extract this here like that. And instead of reading the file, what we're going to do here is The idea is that we just read the file and we send it to self new. Here the unwrap, so we're going to join this line like that. Then we're going to get rid of this. Oh, actually self.new has to be around this, because we're no longer going to have self.lines. Let's take that out of here. So self dot and then none, we're going to do string.new like that. Good. Oh, but we need to keep track of the file, the name of the file on the buffer. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's pass in file option string and then the contents. And so contents like that. Then here we do like that, delete, and then we're going to do contents dot lines dot map. Yeah, I like that. And then self. Good. So now here, instead of doing self.new file, we have to return the name of the file. What did we have there before? File dot, I don't remember. Hold on. So before we had read to string, and then what did we get on the file? Oh, the file is a string, so that's easy. So it's going to be file and like that. Yeah, no. Like that. So here we're going to do self new like that. And here we're going to do self new file and none. Does that make sense? Guess so. So what's the issue here? What am I missing? New file. Oh, file.st. There we go. Expected an enum, an option string, and found a reference string. So let's do sum. And then I guess we'll have to clone this. Maybe not. Function is incorrect. Yeah, the contents is an. Yeah, here we're going to stick to string new. And we still have. So can we dereference this? Let's see. Let's take this file reading stuff to a dedicated line. V2. And then I take this out. Let contents equals to that. And then what happens if we do that? Oh, we're going to have to do toString regardless. Oh, contents is a string. We don't get to do none here. Okay, so now file is an option string. Here it is as well. What's the issue? Yeah, because in this instance it is a file. So let's do some. Yeah, file. Okay. Okay. So what's the issue there? Okay, so now buffer.new, we're going to pass in the name of the file and the contents. So let's make this a multi-line string. Okay, toString, like that. And then let's add here the contents of our file. Let's do function fn main println. We're here. I don't know. Let name equals Felipe, printer name, and we're name like that. All right, now buffer.viewport 022 assert equals. This is expected to be, let's see, function main. The problem here is that this is gonna be, yeah, hold on, let me see. I think there is a way, and I'm not quite sure, to do like multi-line strings in Rust, but ignore the leading spaces, but then, yeah, no. I think what we have to do here actually is the following. I think we need to join this guy, do it like that, join again. So then function main, we have 2 spaces here. Let's do 3, actually 4. And then here, same thing. Let's another 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 3 here. And then I think that's it. Good. Oh, we still need this because we have quotes. Okay. All right. So then the viewport 022 basically has to be the same thing, but only the first 3 lines. So 1, 2. Oh, we're missing a new line here, and 1 new line here as well. Right. Okay. So what we need to do here for 3 lines is all the way to here, I think. Maybe the leading as well. I'm not sure. Let's put the leading as well here, then we can figure that out later. So here, this has to take this out. Then at the end, close this guy. And I think that's it. Let's see what's going on. There we go. So let's see, let's run this. What do we get? Index 2 out of range for slice of length 1. Line 63. And what did we ask for? We asked for 0 to 2. Oh, yeah, vtop 0. Height is 0 plus 2. Let's take a look. Self.lines equal self.lines. What happens now? Self-lines is, oh, this is not being split. Let me check. Contents.lines.map. Why is it not being split? Let's check. Actually, lines equal this, then we can print lines and then return lines. And then here, lines. I messed it up. lines. And then we return lines, and we're no longer using file. Oh, match file. I have a feeling that this is, oh, that's fine. Contents, why do we are doing this here? We don't need to. Yeah, this is just that. Okay, maybe that's the issue. Let's see. Lines is this. Why isn't lines? Yeah, that's what we were set out to check. Lines equal lines. Let's go. Lines equals. Yeah, it's not splitting by new line. Why? So this is contents. Let's go here and check. Let's collect this. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're doing this wrong. Does it have to be like this? Let's check. No. Line 1, line 2. If you wish to just break a second string across multiple lines for formatting reason, you can escape the new line and leading white space with a slash. I guess for the purpose of this test, that's totally fine. So why not? Let's do that. Oh, hold on. Is this the reason? Let's just escape the quotes. And then I'm pretty sure those new lines are going to stick. Okay. Okay, the lines are correct, but of course this has the same issue where we are not. And now that I'm thinking about it, we can make this a ton simpler by just doing the following. B, C, D, E, F, like that. So if we're only getting this, the 0, 1, and 2, is the 2 inclusive? Maybe not. So let's do A, B. If it's not inclusive, we just need the new line here. So let's see what this gives us. Okay, so it didn't give us the new line here. And I'm fine with that for now. So that now passes. Now let's ask for more lines than we can give. Than we have on the viewport. Test viewport, small test viewport with small buffer. So let's say we have A and B, and we ask for 5 lines. So what do you expect this to be? I think just A and B, like that. Yep, and we get the outer range that we expected. Let's go to line 61. Okay, so let height equals if, how do we do a max between 2 values in Rust? Max in standard CMP. So in this case is the minimum between v height and our v self.lines.length, like that. And then instead of it's not correct. Between v top plus just like that. What do we get if we do this now? Seems to work. Good. So I think this function is okay. All right, let's take out those print lines. Make sure that both tests are passing, which they are. So let's go back to our editor. And now let's think about draw viewport. Instead of doing this, we're going to do vbuffer viewport. Yeah, let's not worry about this right now. Let's start implementing the syntax highlighting. Let's think about this a little bit. So what I was thinking is that we're going to have to keep a structure of the color information. So let's see what data we have here. So we're going to have something like pub struct color info. Then we're going to have the start where that color starts. And then I think Treesitter gives us the end or the length. Let me check. I think it gives us the end. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then here we need to provide the color. Which is our terminal color. Yes, perfect. All right, so now we need to start the process of asking Treesitter. Do you have a new Vim replacement already? I wish then, I wish. I have something here, but excuse me, you know that it's only a true editor if you have syntax highlighting, right? So that's what I'm working on right now. And we're trying to leverage a Treesitter to give us some syntax highlighting. Yeah, right. It can be the worst editor in the world or the best editor in the world without syntax highlighting. Nobody's going to use it. Okay, so time for us to add Treesitter and Treesitter Rust, which basically parses Rust and gives us information about the AST for Rust. Okay, let's try to do everything in line here. So we have the buffer. And now ideally, what we would like to do is to get the color information. So it would be self dot highlight and then the vbuffer, right? And this would give us the color info, a vector of color info. Maybe, we'll see. Okay, and then let's add this method here. Fn color info, and this will take a string and just a string. And this is going to return a vector of color info, I think. Maybe a hash map. We'll see. So here we have to start working. And I did my research yesterday, so I think I know what we need to do. We need to do create a Treesitter parser. So parser new. That. Then we have to do language, select the language we're parsing. It's going to be Treesitter Rust, and then language. Parser dot set language dot expect error Rust grammar loaded. And then we're going to get the tree from the parser, like that. And then we're going to leverage the query to only give us information about the nodes that we are interested on. So going back to the beginning of the video where I said that Treesitter, if you only extract information using Treesitter, it gives us too much information and ambiguous information. So if we leverage the query, it's only going to give us what's relevant for syntax highlighting. And we are lucky that for Rust, that file that gives us only relevant information is already bundled with the crate. I don't know if that's true for other languages. We need to figure that out. But the good thing is that I saw that NeoVim uses that SCM file, the highlight query. So if any of the languages that we are trying to use don't have that file, I think if they have a NeoVim plugin, it would be very easy to get that. So that's some good news. So let's continue here. We're going to do a Treesitter query for the language. And here's where we're going to leverage the highlight query that I was talking about. And you can see that this one comes from the Treesitter Rust crate. So this is already there for us. Rust highlight query exists. Okay, and now it's just a matter of collecting the color information. So we're going to do vec new, and we have a cursor for our query. And then this is the matches that we get from the query, like running the query. So cursor, matches, query from the root node, and then buffer.as bytes. And this, and now we just need to iterate through the matches and create our color info vector based on that. So for matches are reserved word. In matches, for cap in mat.captures, let node is the node from the capture, so cap.node, then start, yes, it's start and end. Start byte equals to node.start byte, and let end byte node.end bytes. And then let color equals to I think this is where we would map keywords to the color. But yeah, let's do something temporary here. Match query dot capture names cap dot index as you size as str. So if this is a function, we're gonna do color blue. If this is a string, we're gonna do like color green. And if it's anything else, actually, if it's anything else, we don't want anything. So let's make this none. In this case, then it's gonna be some and some. Okay. Then colors if color if let sum equals to color, colors dot push color info start. We can call this start and color like that. And then here we just need to return our colors. Root node is not tree. What is tree? Is an option tree. Oh. Yeah, instead, let me see something. Set language gives us a result, so let's catch errors here. Can do anyhow result. And then, oh, in this case, cannot find value code. That's because it's buffer, right? Yeah, I think I like better if this is code. Oh, this returns an option. Okay. And query new, do we get, is this an option as well? No, this is a result. So we can go to here, like that. And then towards the end, we need to do OK. Colors. All right, I think we have our color info. Self.highlight. Highlight. Oh. There we go. So we have our color info and our V buffer. Now we just need to walk through the buffer, applying the proper color. And when we find a new line, make sure that we increase our Y. Let's try to do that. All right, so, oops. Let Y equals 0, mutable. And then let's loop. Maybe we can, yeah, let's loop, that's fine. Do we print character by character? I think so, let's do that. So instead of doing this, we can do v buffer dot as bytes dot, no, I think this has to be character by character. How do we iterate character by character? Is this Rust? Chars. Okay. We also need to keep track of the position, so we can enumerate here. There you go. So we do X, not X, but P, which is the position on the buffer, and C. So now is where we need to, oh, now I think I know what we need to do here. So color info. I think I have a better data structure than having a vector of color info. I think what we need here is a hash map. Can we do a hash map of a range? Ideally, we would have like a range. Is that something that can be done? I don't even know. Hash map Rust with range as key. Oh, there's a range map. Oh, that would be sick. But I think we have to roll our own. Right? Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I guess if we do a sorted vector, but we still need to iterate through all the colors. I mean, there's not going to be a lot. Oh, potentially yes, but it's a small buffer. Let's do it the dummy way. I don't mind. So let's do a vec of color info, but the color info is going to have a range. So let's go to the definition. And instead of having start and end like that, let's do range of usize. Wait, what? So we got the wrong range. Range, yeah. That's the one I want. Did we use range for something else? Now I wonder. No. Okay, so let's go to highlight. And then let range equals start end range, like that. Yeah. No, this is a bad idea because, no, we can do start. But we only want to do that. Let's think. Let's see if we need to undo this. Yeah, it's not really a range, or is it? It is. Okay, let's work our way through this method and then we can figure out. What do we need to do? We need to figure out if the position that we're at right now in the buffer, so the position in the buffer is the P. Let's call it pause. So the position in the buffer is pause. So give me 1 second here. All right, sorry. Going back to this. So yes, as I was saying, we need to figure out if the position is the start of a caller info. Yeah, so I think I'm going to undo what I just did. Like that. Okay, perfect. So coming back here, pause, C. What we have to do is if pause. Now we need to find yes. So let start caller equals to self dot not self caller info dot find, either find or just find, not sure, either find. But yeah, let's do like this. Find me a caller info where caller info dot start is equals to pause. Either find. Start. No fields type. Wait. Oh, color info is a result? Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. And then let and color. Okay, if it's a start color, then it isn't, probably isn't finish color. So let's do the following. If let some color equals this, color equals color is equals C. Like that. If let some C equals color info either find ci dot end equals pause, color equals to old color. Give me 1 more second here. Okay. So we need to keep the old color, because we're probably going to have a default color, which we don't have. Let's do none and carry on. Okay, so now what we do is we do std self std out q cursor move to x and y. What is x? Is x let mute x equals 0. Dot q cursor print this here. So now the only thing is that we need to change the color. I know there is style.print with color, but can we set the color? I guess we do with color print. Styled content. Let me remember how this works. Docs rs cross term. So style with color, yes. So that's what we need. Format with color. Let content equals to match color if there's a color, we need to do, yeah, so the line, what we need to print is this, right? Oh, we don't need to print the line anymore, just the character. So scratch this. So if sum c equals, so if we have a color, all we need to do is to print that character with the color. So self, so it's gonna be C. No, hold on, C is here. So if we have a color, yeah, we better not use, let's do call, 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 here as well, call. So we have to do C dot to string dot with color. But if it's a none, we just need to do C to string. Guess that's it. So the char to print is this guy. Print styled content. Let's call it char to print. Oh. Okay, so if it's none, let's do, all right, so instead of doing that, let's do call the print, the proper print method. So, because I guess one is a styled content and the other is, so in this case, we're gonna do self stdout dot q print styled content, and then this, like that. What did I miss? One of those, and then we need to do this. It's actually style. Print styled content, I think. Expected color, found color info. That's true, because it's, yeah. Let's call this CI. Because it's CI dot color. Cool. And otherwise, if we have no color right now, all we got to do is do the same thing, but self stdout q style print, and that's it. Okay, don't need this guy anymore. So now we do x plus equals char dot bytes. Is char always 1 byte? Let's assume it is for now. But if the char that we're getting is a new line, we need to increase y and continue. So where do we get the here? So the following. If C is new line, y plus equals 1, x equals 0, continue. And I think that's it. And we don't need this code anymore. Yeah, we don't need char to print anymore. Just like that. We're not doing anything with the color here. Like that. We don't need the width anymore, do we? We do. We actually do. No, not the width. We need the height. Right? Because, yeah. Like that. So if y is more than v height, we break. X is a U16 because, oh, actually y is a U size. What if we do this? Oh. I guess we don't need this anymore, do we? Nope. VBuffer. Can we borrow it here? Okay, so let chars equals VBuffer dot cars. Oh. Do we have a to slice or something like that? Returns cars of a slice. This, oh, cars.next. That's perfect. Yeah. So I guess we need to do let moot buff equals 0. And then loop. No, hold on, what? Not buff, pause. You can enumerate this guy. So the v buffer, oh, because I'm sending it here. Yeah. Perfect. I think we got it now. Let's see what happens. What do you guys think? Is this gonna work right away? I doubt it. Well, it didn't crash. That's something. So our draw viewport apparently is still working. Right? It's just not coloring shit. Oh, because do we have a string here? No. What's gonna happen? Oh, all right, let's do something. Let's do vi. Let's create a file called test.rs, and all it does is let a equals Philippe like this. This way we have a string. What happens if we do cargo run tmp test.rs? No, right? This is not colored. Or is it? I'm colorblind, by the way. Let's make it, no, it should be yellow, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's time for us to start logging stuff. Let's do tail red.log, like that. Okay, so now let's log what we get from the highlight of the vbuffer. So let's log vbuffer is this string, and we got color info, which is this. Let's log vbuffer and color info. Color info, oh yeah, let's go to color info and let's derive debug. Let's see. Okay, so the vbuffer is correct. We got color info starting at position 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be 9 actually. Oh, so this is 0 based. Okay. Yeah, so this should have become, okay. So something is not totally correct. And this color has to be outside of the loop. That could be the problem, even though I think this guy should be yellow. But you never know. Ha! Take a look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have syntax highlighting. How awesome is that? Love it. So strings work. I got excited and I made my buffer too big. Nice. Oh, I messed up the scene. It's too much emotion. Okay, perfect. So another problem that I saw when we were editing the... What the heck? When we were editing the file is that if we go back to a big file like editor, you're going to see that when we scroll, we are not cleaning the line, so we get this mess here. Let's work on that. Give me 1 second. Okay, so when we find a new line, we need to clean from the position we are until the width of the buffer. So let's do that. Let v width equals self.v width. So if we have this, we need to do self.out.q. We don't need to move the cursor because I think we're already there. So we need to q style print c dot, not c, just space. Rust repeat char multiple times. Oh, there's a repeat? So it will actually take 0n, the time. Yeah, I think this is the best way to do it. String repeat, okay. Okay, so string repeat v with minus x. Style print 2 parameters? No. Oh, of course, repeat needs to. Self-view size. Oh, so it's not steer. Is this like that? Repeat. What's the issue then? Oh, this is U16. And X is U16 as well. And then, okay. I am still surprised that this worked almost first try. I'm impressed. Let's see if we can find some strings around here. There's still something bugging up because I think we're not cleaning the last line. Why is that? I'm going to investigate that soon. Soon. How come we don't have... Oh, here. Take is blue. So what are we doing here? Oh, if it's a function, it's blue? Yeah, I guess this is a function. That's not wrong. Maybe it is. What else do we get here? Let's log when we get this guy. So log. Yeah, it's only a string, right? So it's going to be match. Oh, here. I don't know, X. Is there X? None. Oh, so we have all of those. Okay, so I think this is a good time for us to finish the session. Just a reminder that what we did this session, basically, we created, if we look at buffer here, we created this representation of the viewport. So if you pass in where to start the viewport and where to end, it's going to give you a string with all the lines concatenated with a new line, as the \n break. And all of this because Treesitter gives us the position within the buffer as a contiguous buffer, right? So that's what we did first. We added some tests to make sure that this was working. Then we went back and we added Treesitter and Treesitter Rust. So if we take a look at editor, we created this new method called highlight. This method basically leverages both Treesitter crate and Treesitter Rust, which is the Treesitter implementation for the Rust language, that give us this highlight query that basically only gives us those syntax tokens for the things we really wanted. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. Yes, I'm very curious to see LSP integration as well. That's going to be sick, I think. So yes, as I was saying, we leverage this highlight query to only get the stuff that we're interested on. And right now we're only highlighting functions and strings, and we could see it working on our editor. There is a bug. Right now, if I scroll, you're going to see that the last line is not being cleared. So this is something I'm going to take care of probably offline. And then for the next session, I think I'm going to start working on a parser for either... From what I'm seeing, the theme that is going to be a low-hanging fruit for us is going to be the TextMate theme. So themes that end with TM theme. So we're going to take a look into parsing those. And then we're going to be able to use any theme that you have for TextMate. And I think a lot of other editors use TM theme as well. So we're going to be in a good place. And if you noticed, we are not doing anything with the background. So realistically, our color info is going to have to not only have color, but have foreground color and background color, along with things like bold and italic and things like that. So next session, I want to see if we can tackle those. But yes, if you made this far and you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you leave a like and you subscribe to the channel. I got 8 subscribers, which for me is crazy good. Hopefully we can grow the channel. There are links down here where you can see my Twitch account that I stream most days in the afternoon Eastern time. You'll see our Discord server that is new. So if you want to hang out, just join us there. And yeah, and the code for this is always on GitHub. When I do the cleanup after each stream, I push a new version there. Link will be down as well. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching if you're in YouTube. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.